Me ask you a question, or actually a few. Have you ever loved somebody you couldn't fix? Maybe they were an addict, maybe depression, maybe mental health issues, broken relationships, a child making bad decisions that break your heart. Go ahead, raise your hand. It's a safe space. Now, keep your hand up if you've ever laid awake at night trying to figure out how you could save them. And keep it up if somewhere along the way you lost yourself a little bit trying. Now look around. That's a lot of love in this room. And I know that feeling very well. A while back, my middle son, James, looked at me and said something that I did not fully understand at the time. He said, "Mom, you cannot live your life around me trying to save me." Those words hit me like a throat punch. I had just lost my firstborn son a few months earlier to a fentanyl overdose. So I was terrified. I was exhausted. I was already grieving. And I was trying to control every possible outcome so I wouldn't lose another child. And honestly, it was a clusterfuck. My son was spiraling. He was grieving his brother. He was fighting his own addictions. He was grieving the wife that he said, "I didn't lose her, Mom. I gave her away because I chose the wrong things." He was battling his own demons. And he told me over and over, "Mom, I don't want to die, but I just don't want to live like this." And me, I'm a mom. I tried to fix it. I tried to save him. I sacrificed my work. I sacrificed my peace, my sanity. And somewhere along the way, I started losing myself. And when I really thought about what he said to me and made that conscious choice that says, yes, he was right, I can't live my life around trying to save him. A few days later, he was gone, and grief smacked me in the face again. The hardest thing that grief taught me, losing two boys in 8 months, that there was nothing that I could have said or not said. There was nothing that I could have done or not done that would have changed the outcomes. It was their journeys, their paths, and their own soul purpose. And my middle boy, James, he fulfilled his soul purpose in death because he saved 4 families' lives, loved ones' lives, as an organ donor and a full body donor. So we don't even know how many lives that he has helped, but that was his purpose. And how can I argue with that? And why would I meddle in his path and his purpose? And that was a big, big realization for me. And standing in that grief, something shifted. And I realized that grief isn't just about losing someone. Grief is the portal that teaches us what love really is. Love is not control. It's not rescuing. It's not saving. It's not meddling in other people's journeys. Saving everyone was never my job. And there's another kind of grief that not very many people talk about. It's called living grief. That's what I call it, living grief. Loving an addict is living grief. Loving someone with mental illness is a living grief. Loving someone who's still alive but far away is still a living grief. You grieve expectations, you grieve dreams, you grieve what could have been. Sometimes you even grieve the versions of yourself that you lost along the way. And then there's estrangement. When grief strikes a family that close together and that deep, it affects everybody very differently. And one of my daughters, my ride or die girl. Suddenly, I'm the villain in her story. I'm blocked, I'm blamed, and I'm left picking up the pieces of my heart again. And the hardest part, she's still there. She's still here. She's still alive, but she's silent. I can't reach out. I sent her a birthday card on her birthday, but I don't know that she got it. I never got a response. I see her favorite wildflowers around the desert and take a picture, but I can't send it to her because I don't have that access. So she's silent. But what my boys in grief taught me is that if I'm minding everyone else's journey and business, who's minding mine? You can love somebody very deeply and still refuse to drown in their storm and refuse to engage in their chaos. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships into the storm. It just stands steady and it shines brightly. That kind of love requires something radical. Audacious self-love and radical self-leadership give you the freedom to live fully and give them the freedom to live fully. It gives me the freedom to honor my son's legacies and the freedom to serve others when they're ready. Love is always the answer, but love is not control. Sometimes love means letting people walk their own path. Sometimes love means standing firmly in your own truth. Sometimes it means letting them think you're the villain in their story. And sometimes it means becoming the lighthouse, because the lighthouse doesn't chase ships into the storm. It stands steady and shining. I tried to save them, everyone, my whole life, and I almost lost my damn mind. But it turns out that was never my job. Thank you.